Hello and welcome to the first official YouTube episode of Tailgate Talk, presented by the Midwest Podcast Network.
Also run by us.
Also run by us, yes, correct.
We
are Caleb and Andrew of the Untitled Anime Project and co-founders of Midwest Podcast Network.
And Tailgate Talk and other random things you may stumble across.
Yeah, to say the least.
Let's start simple.
The NFL Draft.
Sports sucks without fans.
Correct.
Except the UFC. Because violence is violence.
Yeah.
College basketball sucked without
the tournament sucked without the packed house. We're not going to get too much.
We're not going to get political with it.
No, because
it's just
we have something more.
It's just the overall feeling of like we're glad we're getting back to having fans and being able to enjoy sports with our friends.
The local sports teams here are starting to have fans again. The spring game is coming up for Nebraska football. Excited for that.
Yeah. And if you see me there, say hi, because I'll be there.
Right. If we have any fans in Nebraska.
Yeah. Don't talk. I'm just kidding. My mind would explode if somebody recognized me from the show. But, speaking of football, transitioned like a boss. There's something going on tonight.
Yeah.
The NFL draft.
First round of the NFL draft is on. And we are on the 20th. As at the time of recording, it's the 25th pick.
The Jags are on the clock.
Correct.
Obviously going to try to bolster that offense to help out their number one overall pick,
Trevor Lawrence.
We all knew was going to happen.
Right. That was kind of not really kind of. It was a lock to happen. It's been a lock to happen for 2 years.
It was basically a lock to happen when he graduated high school.
Yeah.
It was just what piss poor team was going to get him.
Right.
Was it
going to be the Jets? Was it going to be the Browns? Obviously it ended up being the Jaguars, but...
And unfortunately, my team, Tennessee Titans, played them twice a year. Hopefully Bud Dupree's healthy again.
Yeah.
And just... I don't want anything bad to happen to Trevor Lawrence. I love Trevor Lawrence as a player. Don't get me wrong.
Coming off an ACL, that's going to be hard for Bud Dupree. We'll have to see.
There's something about losing to the Jaguars that pisses me off. Also, I stand by the fact that Tennessee Titans, every time they play Houston, in Houston, should wear their Oilers throwbacks. Because, I'm sorry, I'm petty about that. The Texans do not deserve to try to pull the bull that they have any claim to the Oiler name.
Okay. So, stepping off your soapbox. We've already talked about Trevor Lawrence in being drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars to Urban Meyer, starting Urban Meyer's new regime there.
God, I can't wait to see him fail.
We are going to recap the top 10 picks.
Right.
Excuse me. Nope. Thought I had to sneeze.
Please, God, don't edit that. And just leave it in there. I was motionless. Because I'm like, dude, how boss is it going to be if I can just, stay in the exact spot? He clips it, and I'm still in the exact same spot. It was just like... I'm just like... Hold.
Okay.
Hold.
So, obviously, again, we've talked about the first overall pick. Second overall was Zach Wilson, quarterback from BYU, going to the Jets.
Terrible pick.
Absolutely terrible.
No, he's unproven.
But it's a Jets pick.
Yeah.
It's 100% Jets, Jets.
He's a good-looking guy, though.
He is.
I mean, he's got that going for him. Yeah. He'll fit right in New York.
Yeah. He's got that Joe Namath style working for him.
Yeah, but Namath also called it on a Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's true.
So... Unless you can be that level.
Right.
Because let's be honest.
The Jets haven't been good since Super Bowl III.
Well, they did make back-to-back AFC Championship games with Mark Sanchez. They weren't bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Rex Ryan didn't do a terrible job.
No.
But you think about it. The changing of the guard happened in the AFC East, and it went from the Patriots just ramming people for years, and then the Bills were like, hey, we decided that we're going to be good at football again and not miss field goals wide and right.
Well, and they had slowly built up over the years, too. Yeah, yeah.
And now it's like, all right, you got to go through Buffalo. He's not going through Buffalo.
No.
He's not.
No, he's not. Their defense is too good. They're
shredded. He's going to get shredded.
Is
he a day one starter, though?
Probably. They don't really have anybody else. I can't think of who else they have right off the top of my head.
He makes it 6 weeks before he gets hurt.
Really?
I say 6 weeks and then he gets hurt.
Okay.
Put it in the record books. I'm calling it April 29th at 10:20 p.m. Central Standard Time. 6 weeks, Zach Wilson gets hurt. Next, obviously, you go Trey Lance.
Yes,
another
they get
super puzzling pick.
Kyle Shanahan gets his quarterback, but it was because Jimmy Garoppolo has so many injury concerns.
But there's so many questions surrounding Trey Lance to take him at 3.
Why not Justin Fields? Why not Mac Jones?
Why did you trade up to 3?
Right.
I honest to God, don't think he was the third best player in the draft.
No.
Don't think he was the third best quarterback in the draft.
No.
I don't like the pick. He's got great physical assets, don't get me wrong. He started 17 games, though.
And he could surprise us, too. He could be like Daniel Jones surprised us a little bit.
But he only started 17 games.
Right.
In NDSU.
Right. Unfortunately, it might be the...
Goodell's so lazy he's sitting down now?
Right.
What a piece of shit.
Sitting in that lazy boy bullshit. Ooh. So Jaguars just picked Travis Etienne.
Which, brilliant. You take the guy who is Trevor Lawrence's number 1 pressure release valve, and the guy is an absolute star.
Right. He's a stud.
He is the danger out of the backfield that you don't want to face.
Right.
You really don't. He's not a 3-down back at all.
No, but what he can give you in the downs he does play is very, very good.
Correct. He's gonna catch the ball. He's gonna block. Mm-hmm. He can run between the tackles, but he's just.
4th overall, we had Kyle Pitts from Florida. Absolutely love
ballsy move, ballsy pick at 4 to go tight end.
But I think Kyle Pitts is worth it because of the versatility that you have.
You don't. I'm not arguing the fact he was a unanimous All-American. Mm-hmm. He was an extremely dangerous target.
Right. He's the highest drafted
tight end since 1960.
Yeah, Mike Ditka when Ditka was drafted 5th overall in 61.
So I'm not arguing the pick. Right. Not at all arguing the pick. The guy is lethal.
Right. He ran a 4.3.
He's a thinner, Travis Kelce type.
Yeah, long. Travis Kelce, Darren Waller.
He's he's versatile. You can put him spread out. You can put him on the line. You do what you need to do.
Right.
The Etienne comparison to Alvin Kamara is
perfect.
Spot on.
Mm. 5th overall was really the first surprise. Was Jamar Chase, wide receiver from LSU.
I hate this pick for one reason only, and he's heard me say it 300 times tonight. Mm-hmm. Protect your investment.
Right.
You made the investment in Joe Burrow last year. You have to protect him.
Right.
And you don't.
The pick should have been Penei Sewell.
Realistically. Yes. It should have been Penei Sewell. And that's not me being Oregon biased.
Obviously, and
you go offensive line.
The ESPN guys said it best. They said you question the pick, not the player.
Correct.
Because obviously Jamar Chase is fantastic.
He's a huge talent.
He's a top receiver in the draft over Devontae Smith, who won the Heisman. And obviously, he and Joe Burrow have great chemistry together. It's just they needed a blindside guy to be able to protect Joe Burrow more than they needed a wide receiver.
It was illogical to me.
And maybe they do something in the next few rounds.
Maybe
that surprises us. I don't know.
This is my thought was they're like, all right, we're gonna pick early in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there'll be a decent guy that'll fall to us there.
Right.
But you got to think like in the later part of that first round, you're usually not picking skill guys.
No.
You're picking things to bolster a line or a defensive line or a linebacking core or
Right. And Jamar Chase wasn't going much further after 5 because number 6 at 6 overall, the Miami Dolphins took Jalen Waddle, which again was a surprise.
It was a head scratcher because you're like Devontae Smith is still on the board.
Devontae Smith is still on the board. He's coming off a broken ankle, recovering from a broken ankle this last year. Didn't play, I think, until the conference championship game this last year.
I mean, it makes sense with the Alabama connection with Tua,
and they want that Tyreek Hill type of wide receiver. That makes sense.
I mean, but the Dolphins were at their best when they had Jarvis Landry.
Mm-hmm.
Who's their big body receiver on the outside?
Devontae Parker?
Yeah, but the injury concerns?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing.
So, I mean, we don't hate the player. They're extremely talented.
We question the pick, not the player.
Right. We're questioning when the person gets selected in the grand scheme of things, not based on if the player's a bad player now, because none of these guys are bad athletes. Obviously, they're getting drafted in the highest level of football.
They're first-round draft picks in the NFL. Obviously, they're good enough. But at number 7, we finally had him come off the board to the Detroit Lions, Penei Sewell.
Great pick. Mm-hmm. Protect Goff. Mm-hmm. He's getting a fresh start. Mm-hmm. So let's give him
as many chances as possible to be able to succeed.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking they go skilled player there because the fact that Galladay was gone.
Yeah, they lost Galladay. They lost Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
So they didn't really have anybody else.
But again, you can fill those needs later.
Right.
You don't take a top 3 talent if he's sitting at 7 for you.
Right.
You take him.
Obviously. That was a slam dunk pick. Number 8 to the Panthers, we had J.C. Horn, cornerback out of South Carolina.
I don't hate the pick.
I think he should have gone. I think they should have picked Patrick Surtain, the corner out of Alabama, but they obviously like J.C. Horn better.
Yeah.
J.C.
I mean,
Horn
they're
is
a
the son
1A,
of
1B.
Joe Horn. Yeah,
they're a 1A, 1B.
Yeah, I think Patrick Surtain has more upside, but I think he's more pro-ready, as some would call it.
I hate the word pro-ready. It's illogical.
Right.
I think it's more of if I view pro-ready as they're ready to start now, but their ceiling is here, and the guy who's a high risk has a ceiling up here.
Right.
I mean, you look at Trey Lance, perfect example. Okay?
His ceiling's up here.
His ceiling's up here, but you look at a guy like Mac Jones,
who's more pro-ready.
Who's pro-ready. His ceiling's probably right here.
Right.
But look where they fit.
Right. And Mac Jones went to a pretty good place in New England.
Pretty good?
As far as his skill set goes.
It is a perfect fit.
Right.
And I hate the Patriots. But it was a perfect selection.
Right. At number 9, we had Patrick Surtain go to the Broncos.
Which...
Great pick, obviously.
Makes all the sense in the world.
Right.
The only question was, were they going to take a quarterback?
Right.
And
were they going to take Justin Fields? Were they going to take...
I'm so glad they didn't. Right. Because Teddy Bridgewater is one of... He was an elite quarterback before that knee injury.
He was an elite quarterback.
Now he's just some
Louisville.
guy.
He was...
He went to the Saints and won 6 straight games.
Yep.
because Breeze was hurt. And what did the Saints do? I will take Jameis Winston for the next 6 years.
Right.
The Saints win 4 games next year. I'm sorry.
Right.
There's no way Jameis Winston wins more than 8 games with them.
Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill can go play tight end.
Right.
Let's be honest. Denard Robinson was a better quarterback. And Denard Robinson never saw a snap at quarterback in the NFL.
I don't know if he saw a snap in the NFL.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah, he was a goal line fullback for the Jaguars, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
And he played tight end a little bit. He was...
Fair enough.
Was a good... what's his name? The tight end at the Dolphins. Gesicki.
Gesicki?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Same concept player.
Okay.
He was a tight end fullback.
Okay.
Useless.
And at number 10, finally comes out.
We had a trade.
We had a trade. The Eagles traded
with the Cowboys.
Which
was
interesting, yeah. But the Eagles took Devontae Smith from Alabama, finally taking the Heisman winner off the board.
Which, that offense looks real good next year.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is most likely going to be the starter.
Who else would challenge that?
I don't know. Maybe they take a quarterback in the next few rounds that challenges him.
I mean, you could look at a guy like Trask in the 3rd round, 2nd round. I wouldn't hate that. I mean, right. I think Kyle Trask is the most underrated quarterback in this entire draft for some reason.
Right.
The dude put up numbers that
he had a bad
shit insane.
He had 2 bad games against Alabama and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Those aren't bad teams. Those are really good teams.
But here's the problem. He peaked too early in the season.
He threw 43 touchdowns and 7 interceptions this
year.
He
peaked way too early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So he peaked at the beginning, so everyone was like, Heisman hype. And then he had those 2 games that kind of snuck up on him.
Right, at the very end of the year.
Yeah, and they really were like, hey, here's your draft stock. Top 10 pick? Oh, no.
Right. Top 10 pick, Alabama game, Oklahoma. And most likely he's not going to be picked in the 1st round.
Which blows my mind because let's back up to Trey Lance again. The guy played in North Dakota State.
Right, but to the same point, Kyle Trask was a backup pretty much his entire career. This was his first year starting.
And he put up Madden numbers.
Yeah, but so did Trey Lance.
At North Dakota State.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing.
Let's see.
Kyle Trask was doing it against SEC talent.
North Dakota State in the FCS. Florida.
Right.
In the SEC. Can we not talk about the fact Kyle Trask had a great game almost every week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was fun to watch.
400 yards, and we're just like
400 yards, probably 2-3 touchdowns a game. Yeah.
We get it. He had the best tight end in the country.
Right.
But you got to get the ball to him.
Right. Exactly.
Greg Olson's only good as the quarterback who can get him the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that was the top 10. So
let's go best pick so far.
Best pick so far. I'm gonna say for me, it's the Cowboys at 12 taking Micah Parsons.
Okay,
I think that's a great pick. They need a lot of help on defense
because Van Der
they were
Esch
horrible on defense this year.
Van Der Esch
has
healthy.
Injury problems.
Yeah. You get a top 8 talent.
Yeah, a guy that if he had played this year probably would have been top 8, maybe top 5.
Right.
But
I am going to go with the Chargers taking Slater.
Rashawn Slater from Northwestern.
Because of what I said that the Cincinnati Bengals didn't do.
Right.
Protect your investment.
Mm-hmm.
Your investment was in Justin Herbert.
Oh, okay.
And you can break him?
Yes, the Baltimore Ravens just took Rashad Bateman, wide receiver out of Minnesota.
Which is fascinating because Elijah Moore's still on the board.
Right. It's a great pick because they need a number one receiver, and
Bateman's a
Rashad
versatile
Bateman
guy.
could very well step in for that.
He's a versatile guy.
Right. He is 6'1", 190. You know, he's a. They have him scouted as an NFL ready route runner who is highly adept at beating press coverage and is a natural hands catcher.
Yeah.
Who attacks the ball away from his frame. Which,
Michael
for those
Thomas.
that may not know, is more out here. He's reaching for it instead of letting it come into his body.
Which is like wide receiver 101.
Yeah.
And yet people still don't do it.
Yeah, which is it's a Michael Thomas thing. It's a
the ball belongs to me.
right. It's a ball belongs to me, and I'm gonna go get it. It's either gonna be mine, or it's gonna fall incomplete.
Okay.
There's no in between.
Yeah. So back to what I was saying about Slater for the Chargers. You picked Justin Herbert last year. He had a Rookie of the Year season. And then you go out, you get the guy who's going to make sure that he doesn't eat turf.
Right.
Granted,
Because Justin Herbert's pretty good
and you can
from what we saw from him.
and you can get away with that when you have the talent around him
Right.
that you do. Granted, who's your running back next year?
The Chargers?
Yeah. Eckler? Eckler's garbage.
Maybe. Yeah.
They're going to have to look at that.
They're gonna have to look into a receiver,
but
running back here, and probably. If I was in the war room, I would take a look at a guy like. Let's see.
But you look at 13, you're not taking.
Best available.
You're not taking a running back at 13 unless
guy
he's
like,
really good.
Yeah. Trey Sermon out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
Chuba Hubbard
Out of Oklahoma State.
Yeah. Hell, even Javonte Williams from North Carolina.
I don't care where Hubbard goes, he's going to be a stud.
Yeah.
Unless he gets buried on a depth chart somewhere, and that'll be really disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Where we at? Let's go with your worst pick.
You want to go first?
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't really been awful picks.
No. From what I've seen of what the fans are saying, Alex Leatherwood to the Raiders is pretty bad.
As a Raider fan, do you think it was a bad pick?
Thinking about the fact that everyone says that they probably could have gotten him in the second round, while guys like Rashad Bateman, Elijah Moore, secondary guys were still on the board. I'm not feeling too great about it, but we'll see. They tore up their offensive line this offseason, traded Rodney Hudson, let go Gabe Jackson. The only two guys from last year's offensive line that are left are Colton Miller, the left tackle, and Richie Incognito, who has been in the league for, I believe, 16 years now.
And it's a problem.
Yeah, has a bit of an attitude problem. He did okay last year, but he's about as much of a problem as Taylor Lewan is. As far as his attitude and
You shut your mouth about Taylor Lewan.
I like Taylor Lewan. I do.
Absolute monster.
He's got a fire under him.
He has not had any fights in the locker room.
Yeah, that's true.
He just
That's right.
throws catfish on ice rinks.
Stop.
What? The Nashville Predators. That was a thing.
Yeah. The
My turn.
Yeah.
As you bash on your favorite team,
You're ignoring me, aren't you?
it's my turn. The Tennessee Titans
You're ignoring me. Yeah.
selected in the first round for the second consecutive year one of the highest risk first round talents.
Caleb Farley, the corner from Virginia Tech.
This man has had more back surgeries than I have ever felt a first-round pick should have. I'll put it this way.
Right.
He has as many back surgeries as I have pairs of glasses. Two. He had back surgery in March.
Right.
he is not going to be ready for the season. And then last year, in the first round, you take Isaiah Wilson, who was a first-round talent.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. But the guy could not stop doing drugs.
Right. Well, and they
needed defensive back.
They needed defensive back help bad because.
But he was not the best defensive back available.
Desmond King, he was, actually, according to ESPN, he was the top defensive back available. But they released Adoree Jackson. They let Malcolm Butler go. Desmond King left in free agency.
Kenny Vaccaro left.
Kevin
Byard is the only person that was...
Kevin Byard, and they signed Norris Jenkins.
Which...
Yeah, but he's 32.
Yeah.
So, how much time does he really have left?
I'm not sad about Adoree Jackson.
No.
Because he was garbage. Malcolm Butler made one good play in the Super Bowl and cashed in. Kenny Vaccaro I'm going to miss.
Right.
I liked that guy. I also liked when they had Michael Griffin, but apparently that doesn't matter.
Yeah. I like Michael Griffin, too.
Everyone likes Michael Griffin. He was awesome. The dreads, the hard hits.
Mm-hmm.
Did I mention the dreads?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. You were correct.
No, Titans' worst pick first round, in my opinion.
Okay, last but not least, name a guy that you were surprised didn't get picked in this round.
Well, we do have like 4 picks left.
4 picks left, but no one that needs really anyone.
Let me look at best available. What are you looking at yours on? ESPN?
Yeah. I'll go first, and I'll take. I'll go with Kyle Trask. I think he's a first round talent quarterback. Considering the Saints don't pick him here. Nope. Defensive end, Peyton Turner from Houston. Nope. Okay, so yeah, Kyle Trask is going to be my pick because the next 4 teams don't need a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers obviously have had some trouble with Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers.
With Brett Favre?
Yeah, essentially. They've had some trouble with Aaron Rodgers not wanting to return to the team, but they drafted Jordan Love, who I think they believe is their quarterback of the future. Buffalo has Josh Allen. Baltimore has Lamar Jackson, and maybe Tampa Bay could take Kyle Trask because Tom's probably got 2 more years in him, 1 more depending on how this year goes.
Yeah,
but they return all 22 starters from a team that won the Super Bowl by 20 something. So,
I'm intrigued to see what the Packers do here because that pick got in real fast.
Yeah.
I still can't believe Elijah Moore's fallen as far as he has. He may get picked in his last 3 picks, but
if I was Baltimore, I'd take another receiver, honestly. But I take a receiver.
I bet you Elijah Moore goes right here to the Packers. I bet you right now he goes to the Packers right here. This is the please Aaron Rodgers stay pick.
Right. They try and do what Aaron Rodgers has been begging them to do for the last 5 years.
Maybe look at a guy like Asante Samuel from Florida State.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lineage pick, but yeah. I mean, he's a solid corner. He's still a quality talent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling it right now. This has got to be Elijah Moore. It has to be.
All right, we'll keep it here until at least until this pick. Yeah. I don't think we should probably go until
we don't need to finish out with the last 4.
Yeah. Usually the last 4 are pretty inconsequential, except for when Baltimore picked Lamar Jackson a couple years ago.
That doesn't help them at all.
Right.
Still can't win a playoff game.
Right. It's just.
They did technically win a playoff game this year against the Titans.
Oh yeah, they did. That's right. Anywho. Oh, good Lord, get to the pick.
Yeah, I know. What's things?
Did it announce it yet?
No, still says pick is in.
Yep. Come on.
That's what I'm dealing with internet-wise.
Right.
Come on.
Good Lord, they talk a lot.
You gotta take Elijah Moore.
You'd think.
Gotta. There's no. If they go defense here, that means they're getting rid of Aaron
Right.
Rodgers.
Right. Yeah, the ESPN even says the best fit is Elijah Moore. The best available is the inside linebacker from Notre Dame.
Eric Stokes, cornerback. They're getting rid of Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Done.
They're going to trade him.
Done.
Ooh, the corner from Georgia. Okay.
He's not a first-round talent. Sorry,
He's not.
I stand by Asante Samuel Jr. From Florida State would have been a better pick if you're going corner.
Right.
I really hope.
Or even this guy's teammate, Richard LeCon, the safety from Georgia, would have been a better pick.
Yeah.
But
I love the fact that we're faster on our apps than the fucking TV is.
right.
Anyway, it's fantastic to be talking sports again.
I know, it's fun.
Also, guess who beat this guy in the bracket challenge for NCAA?
Yep, because Gonzaga got shit on by Baylor.
I picked Baylor from the beginning. It's my first bracket. I made one bracket that was like a serious bracket, and it was so good.
Okay, before we go, since we both believe that Aaron Rodgers will not be a Packer this season, who does he get traded to?
Trying to rack my brain.
I'll go first. I think.
Houston.
Do you think they swap quarterbacks?
No. I think Deshaun Watson gets cut because no one's going to touch him.
Right, not right now. Not with the character concerns.
And Houston gives up a lot.
Yeah, they would have to. They have to give up a lot.
Aaron Rodgers, but they do.
I honestly think that the Raiders take. I know it's a homer pick, but I think the Raiders do take a shot at him because they've been looking for a new quarterback. John Gruden, I don't believe, is set on Derek Carr. I believe they could genuinely swap Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers, as well as more stuff from the draft picks from the Raiders and stuff like that. Obviously, they wouldn't just swap quarterbacks. But I think that Derek Carr could sit in for a couple years while Jordan Love develops under him. And I think that would be a pretty reasonable. I think objectively that is a pretty reasonable pick.
My other thought, Washington.
Okay, yeah. They just lost Alex Smith.
No, they forced Alex Smith to retire. It's a difference.
Okay.
So, fuck them, first off.
Right.
Second off, I love Ron Rivera, so I take that back.
But they have who? Ryan Fitzpatrick? Like,
you cut Dwayne Haskins because he's a terrible person.
Right. But they knew that there were character concerns going into it because even Urban Meyer was like, yeah, I'm not sure about him.
So,
like, that's on them. But
I think Washington, they probably have the most capital to give.
Yeah. As far as draft picks and what they might want.
Yep. Nope. To me, that pick by the Green Bay Packers symbolizes that Aaron Rodgers cut off at the knees.
I think he's done in Green Bay.
The fact that
they continue to refuse to put weapons around him other than Devontae Adams, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you had to go wide receiver there.
Yeah.
You had to
have any chance of...
You were 13-3, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling was your best receiver because
outside
Adams was hurt.
Yeah.
And Scantling was this the whole season.
Yeah.
He'd have a 150-yard game, 3-yard game.
Right.
150-yard game, 3. Like, my fantasy team was just trashed by him because it was like, yeah, start him. 1 catch, 4 yards.
Right.
Bench him. 5 catches, 106 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Right.
And you're just like...
Right. And Devontae Adams can't do everything. Devontae Adams is stellar. He's probably the best receiver in the league right now.
And you've got Adam Jones at running back.
Right. You got Adam Jones.
So,
you've got a pretty solid...
You need another receiver.
Tight end with Robert
on
Tonyan,
the opposite side. Tonyan was a great tight end this year. He was like the 4th best tight end receiving yards wise.
Yeah.
So, but absolute red zone fucking nightmare. Mm-hmm. The dude knew how to score, and that's why I picked him up on the waiver wire. Yeah. Tonyan, my man. Still mad about the fantasy.
I still can't
fantasy
believe
football though.
I still can't believe I got Nick Chubb off the fantasy wire this last year.
I think I dropped him probably.
No. David did, I think. Which would explain why the dude went 1-10.
Do you want to be commissioner next year?
I don't care.
No, I get to be commissioner.
Okay.
I get to approve all the bullshit trades that I do.
Like you getting Derrick Henry for bullshit?
Hey, I gave him Myles Gaskin.
I offered Austin. I think I offered him Zeke for Derrick Henry.
All it took was a text message.
Yeah. Okay. That's it for now. We'll obviously be back with more eventually.
Yeah, and we said this in the announcement. We got big stuff down the road. We're going to be streaming. We're going to be making more videos. We're going to be broadening our horizons. This is a podcast network now. This is not just one anime podcast. You might see
more than just us on the podcast on the channel now.
We've got we've got people. We've got options. We've got plenty of things going on. We just need to get it from here to there,
right? And we need the support from you guys,
and we appreciate all the support,
of course.
And all of our subscribers. You guys know we love you. If you follow us on social media, you know that we're god awful at working social media.
That isn't the truth.
I'm in charge of the social media, so I'll take full responsibility.
Ooh, the Buffalo Bills just took Gregory Rousseau from Miami. Great pick.
Intriguing pick more.
6'7", 266 defensive end.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That's
a big dude.
Beautiful body type, though. Right. That size.
To match up with Ed Oliver down on the line.
Good pick.
All right. See you guys later.
Peace.